K Nation. Sponsored by 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
You ever wonder how Chase Jans makes all of these SC top 10 plays? Well, tonight on K Nation, he explains how he does it in an exclusive interview.
And we hear from the man who knows a thing or two about baseball and football and basketball and a whole lot more. Matt Walters joins us in studio from K-State Sports Network to talk all about the Wildcats.
Plus, Bill Self, Tyler Perry, Brett Yormark. Oh my, the Big 12 is busy, and so are our coaches and players. We talked to all of them about some big news this week. And we're going to start with going through all of that. Welcome to K Nation. I'm Lainey Gerber.
And I'm Glenn Kinley. We had a busy week.
We did.
They did, and we did. I was going to say, they had just as busy, if not busier, of a week. KU and K-State personnel really getting out in the community, interacting with all sorts of folks in Northeast Kansas.
Yeah, so of course we followed them around too. And first was a stop at the Topeka Jayhawkers Club. Lance Leipold, Bill Self, and Athletic Director Travis Goff all showed up for the fundraiser, meeting and greeting with all of the KU faithful. We couldn't shy away from the big question about the big man, Hunter Dickinson, who's in town now. And Bill Self is pretty excited about his new tool.
We're excited about him. In my opinion, he probably is the best transfer portal player today. There's nobody out there that's averaged 18.5 in a Power 5 league over 3 years and then transferred for his senior year. But, we think he's a stud. Our roster's good, in my opinion. Hopefully it's not quite complete as far as going into it with a core 10. I couldn't be much happier than I am with that.
I think a lot of people would agree with that opinion there.
Pretty good lineup.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't just coaches getting out. Basketball players from K-State and KU made it to the capital city this week for Washburn's basketball
Yeah,
camps.
and it was a whole lot of fun over there at the camp. Players hung out with kids. They signed some autographs. They took pictures, even hooped a little bit with the young ballers. And earlier this week, Travis Goff told us that despite that trip to the hospital and some health issues earlier in last KU season, he says Bill Self is more energized than ever. So we asked the players about that when they were over at Washburn's camp, and they said they can feel that energy and that fire from Coach Self as well.
He's just really excited. You can see it through how he talks to the newcomers. Like, you can just see he has a different type of energy about him, and I think he's just ready to start off the season more than anybody.
Which is hard to do for him, he's pretty juiced every year, but I think he's excited about this year, kind of ended on a sour note last year, so I think we're ready to, kind of restart and get ready for this season.
Like you said, it's scary to think of an even more fired up Bill Self.
He didn't usually lack energy.
Yeah, for K-State players at the Washburn camp, they're quick to name a breakout star for this upcoming season. Cam Carter, the junior guard, started most of the season for the Cats, but wasn't the main ball handler, with Marquise Noel doing his thing. Now it looks like fans should get ready for Mr. Carter.
Look forward to Cam Carter this year. I think he's gonna make one of the biggest leaps in college basketball, and I'm excited to have him next to me, and I can't wait.
Really excited to see Cam, man. Cam always had it in him, playing 1v1 against him every day, man. So yeah, Cam's gonna be a very good breakout year for him.
All right, we're excited to see what he's going to do. And hey, get this. Well, those two guys we just heard from, Colbert and Perry, they have a new teammate as of earlier today. It's Arthur Kaluma. He's a top 20 player in the portal this offseason. That's according to 24/7 Sports. In fact, he was the highest ranked available player out of the portal. He's a 6'7" forward. He announced his commitment to K-State this afternoon on social media. He averaged 11 points and 6 boards a game for the Blue Jays last year, and K-State basketball now has 2 scholarship spots remaining. That's a big addition right there.
Oh, definitely.
Literally and figuratively.
Yeah, there you go. Well, baseball has been over for a couple of weeks now for these two schools, but postseason awards are still rolling in, and some local players got big news this week. KU's Cody Shojinaga is a freshman All-American by Collegiate Baseball newspaper. He's the 8th Jayhawk in program history to receive that honor. K-State's Tyson Neighbors is a Stopper of the Year finalist for the nation's best closer. Third baseman Kalen Culpepper got an invite to join Neighbors and train with Team USA's collegiate team this summer.
Well, they both had some exciting seasons, and we're seeing it pay off now.
No surprise.
Oh, we got to apply for our passports, Lainey.
I already have mine.
Oh, I got to apply, all right. Hey, Big 12 announced plans this week for Big 12 Mexico, and you won't believe it, it's a Big 12 trip to Mexico.
I believe it.
The Jayhawks are starting the party. Kansas men's and women's basketball will play Houston in Mexico City in 2024. It's all of what Big 12 Commissioner Brett Yormark and part of his plan to take this conference and their brand to new levels. And he says launching something this wonderful with a program as wonderful as KU basketball, it was an easy choice.
Obviously, our goal is to play there annually. So this will be the first of hopefully some very major moments for not only our basketball brands, but for what we do in Mexico. Elevate and amplify our brand. I think today's announcement is an example of that, and I don't think there's been a better time than right now to be involved in this conference.
And what better way to do it than with the just former men's basketball national champions and the women's WNIT national champions.
I know, yeah, some champions.
Yeah. Well, some track athletes reached All-American status at nationals this week. Top 8 finishers are named first-team All-Americans, and 9 through 16 are the second-team All-Americans. K-State women's hammer thrower Emma Robbins finished 4th with a 229-foot 3-inch throw. Not
That'll
bad.
work.
Yeah.
And Urta Bachanskaita, did I get that right?
You did, good job.
Wow, I feel like I've said it a few times on this show. I'm still trying to master it, though. She's a second-team All-American in the women's heptathlon. She comes in 9th place with 5,790 points, and she finished 2nd in shot put and 4th in javelin within that heptathlon.
Nice. All 3 K-State competitors were named All-Americans. Cade McCall finished 14th in the men's hammer throw with a distance of 225 feet 5 inches.
And a couple Jayhawks had really good weekends as well. No surprise there. Clayton Sims comes in 5th in the men's pole vault with a jump of 18 feet 4 inches, just 4 inches away from actually winning the event, and he's a first-team All-American.
Nice. And Riley Anderson, an all-time great Jayhawk, finishes 12th in the women's high jump at 5'11", and for a second-team All-American spot, Chandler Gibbons finishes 1 spot out from All-American status in the 5K.
All right, and Riley Anderson, that was her last meet as a Jayhawk. She's going to, I think, go compete on the national stage now, and I think she might have a good pro career. So we've enjoyed covering her, though. She was great.
Yeah, just another Jayhawk to follow in the pros
Absolutely, and I believe Chandler Gibbons is coming back. Thank goodness. We can't lose that guy just yet.
No.
Hey, more K-Nation comes your way after a quick break. Kansas outfielder Chase Jans has a highlight reel that you don't want to miss, and he breaks down his best dodges, ducks, dips, and dives from the season. That's coming up later in our show.
But first, there's more basketball to get to. Even in June, there were camps galore in the area this week. We'll take you down I-70 from Lawrence to Manhattan to hear from some big stars out in the community.
Jefferson's is the perfect spot to watch the game. Come try our new Loaded Macs, or pull up a seat at the bar and match our cold draft beer with our new Mac Burger. Find us at 29th and Wanamaker in Topeka or online at jeffersons.com.
Hey, call insurance agent.
Insurance agent not found in contact.
Call insurance company.
Insurance company is currently closed. Please call back during business hours. For directions, press 1. For billing, press 2. If you would like to speak with an agent, you have misdialed.
Sometimes humans are just more helpful.
Don't worry, we're going to get this taken care of.
Thanks, man.
Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Topeka on the glass on 3. 1, 2, Topeka on the glass!
As the weather warms up and your to-do list grows, don't forget about your windshield.
Avoid costly replacements. Repair that chip before it's too late.
If you need a repair or an entire windshield replacement,
call Topeka Auto Glass, 785-438-8808.
Growing the market for Kansas-made E15 is a win-win for Kansans. What's E15? It's fuel with 15% ethanol compared to the usual 10% in regular unleaded. E15 is more affordable, has better performance, and runs cleaner than regular unleaded, meaning Kansas drivers can go further for less. From helping Kansas farm families by stabilizing grain prices, helping Kansas become more energy independent, and adding more than 4,000 jobs in Kansas, more of our money stays right here at home because of ethanol. Visit fueledbykansas.com to find a station near you.
Jefferson's is the perfect spot to watch the game. Come try our new Loaded Macs, or pull up a seat at the bar and match our cold draft beer with our new Mac Burger. Find us at 29th and Wanamaker in Topeka or online at jeffersons.com.
Welcome back to K-Nation. For basketball being a winter sport, we've had a bunch of hooping going on this week.
Yeah, it's been busy for the basketball players, and when you talk about making an impact in the community, hard to find a better cause than the basketball going on in Lawrence this weekend. It's the Rock Chalk Round Ball Classic, hosted by voice of the Jayhawks and Topeka West alum, by the way, Brian Haney, and some huge names in the world of KU sports, past and present, showed up back in Lawrence to this charity event. The annual scrimmage is a fundraiser for local families battling childhood cancer, and former Jayhawk Devon Dotson, we talked with him. He says it's a great way to kind of get some perspective, see the bigger picture of the game. And Brandon Rush, well, he's also willing to admit that just he and some of his teammates don't look exactly the same as they did in college.
Some others are bigger than you. You know, there's other things other than sports, basketball, going on in life that's much bigger than you know, what you think you have going on. There's people battling all across the country, the world. You know, so just bringing awareness and bringing you know, sports, smiles back, and uplifting everybody's energy is great. And to do it with basketball is awesome.
It just makes me feel so old to see going around seeing all these guys I played with gray hair, all grayed out, bad dad bods and all that. So it's kind of funny to see, but I'm enjoying it.
Hey, dad bods are in, I think. All right, so no, whatever works for you, right? And the charity weekend also included a gala and Rock Chalk Round Bowl, and that capped off the weekend on Saturday.
I don't want to hear anything about my camera angles, okay? Those guys are tall.
They are
I'm
pretty
down
tall.
Here. They're at
You're
least
pointing
a
the
foot
camera
and a half
up at
higher.
them. We got to get the tripod up like 20 feet in the air.
Yeah, it really brings out the dad bod.
All right, I wasn't going to say anything, and now I definitely won't say anything about it.
Well, the Wildcats are also helping the community with some pretty unique summer camps. Jerome Tang hosted a parent-child camp this week. Now, both the kids and their parents got to learn from the Cats over the weekend and get their autographs. It's a typical basketball camp and that stuff, but at the end, it was parents versus the Cats 5-on-5. You could tell the K-State guys were kind of, you know, taking it easy at first, but then the parents brought the heat, so they did too. Tang says these camps are all about thanking the fans.
Okay, Dad.
And bettering the community.
For these kids, they get to see their dads like play against the guys, and you know, it doesn't matter to the kids if they make the shot or not. It's like they're just out there, and so moms and dads become superheroes to them, and you know, that's what this thing's all about.
As a little kid, you always want to be in the same camp with your parents. You know, that's what I wanted. So I think it was really fun.
All right, we saw parents versus players. I want to see staff versus parents, but that's besides the point. Hey, also the Wildcats had some bonds with their new teammates, and they're playing together and working together and making some kids' days as well.
It's a great way to bond. We'll stick around. Coming up after the break, Dominique Wilkins is the human highlight reel, but this guy is a close second. Kansas outfielder Chase Jans joins K-Nation to break down his biggest plays of the season. Don't go anywhere.
At Dillon's, we want our fresh produce to meet your expectations, which is why we do up to a 27-point inspection to check for things like color and scarring. Because when it comes to fresh, higher standards mean fresher produce. Dillon's, fresh for everyone.
For more than 34 years, Shorey Automotive has proudly served the Topeka area with knowledgeable, reliable, and honest repair and service. We're honored to serve our veterans, active duty service members, and first responders. Shorey Automotive, providing you with value for your repair or service dollar.
Sports! We have everything
that you're looking for
at Play It Again Sports.
New and used sports and fitness equipment with used up to 50% off retail.
You can create your own discount by trading in and trading up. Sell us your gear and get cash on the spot, or even get store credit.
Play It Again Sports has something for every athlete. All seasons, all sports, on any budget. We're open every day in the Fairlawn Plaza Mall.
Game on!
Meaningful relationships built upon trust is a founding principle of the Trust Company. We help individuals and businesses create tailored financial plans and diversified investment strategies that adapt over time to your unique needs. Because we are independent, we can offer flexibility and creativity that many advisors and trust departments can't. If you aren't sure where to start or you're looking to make a fresh start, contact us today for a free consultation.
Doughboys Pizzeria, now with 2 locations in Topeka. Serving fresh pizza with our signature sauce, award-winning wings, awesome appetizers and desserts. With outdoor dining and entertainment, call or order online at doughboys.pizza.
When you download the Dillon's app, you have easy access to savings every day and get personalized coupons sent straight to your phone. Save big today when you download the Dillon's app. Dillon's, fresh for everyone.
Welcome back to K-Nation. Now, players like Deuce Vaughn and Jalen Wilson were all over national media this year, but there was a baseball player that was a mainstay on the mainstream as well.
Yeah, KU outfielder Chase Jans made it on SportsCenter Top 10 3 times this spring. Could have been more in our books.
Yeah.
And K-Nation reporter Landon Reinhardt talked to Jans with one question: how do you do it?
All right, Chase, thanks for joining us. A man who I'd consider, SportsCenter theme his walk-up song this year. He was always on SportsCenter. But I want to start by breaking the ice. If we could get a quick rundown of the season from your perspective.
I think, it was a whole new team, whole new coaching staff, and I think it was, it was for a while there. It was kind of not awkward, but it was getting to know new people every day. It took a while because it's 30 new guys and then 10 guys from the team before, plus the coaches. I think we did a good job. We made some strides through the season once we got comfortable with each other, and obviously made the Big 12 tournament, eliminated #1 Texas. So I think we definitely are headed in the right direction.
Is there any momentum heading into next season? You make the tournament and you also get a big win in the tournament as well.
I think so, because I think we're going to return 4 of our top 5, or like 1 through 5 hitters next year. So I think, and then we got some arms coming back. We've got Ireland and stuff. So I think we definitely have a good shot again.
All right. I'm going to run you by some plays real quick. This is the double up ball, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
If you could walk me through what's happening in this moment.
I know, because positioning, we have a card that tells us where to stand or kind of where their tendencies are. And this guy he's flared a lot of balls over there and just shallow left. So I was kind of already in a little bit. But then, I'm running for it. Initial reaction is, please don't hit the wall. Should I slide feet first here or not? And then I catch it. I run around second. I think it was, 1 out. And I looked up and he was running on a shallow ball to left field. So I was like, well, thank you for that one. Yeah.
And you were celebrating pretty heavily. I think that part of your game is your celebration. And in baseball, you got to get fired up, but you dive, and that's already an incredible play, but then double them up. Is your mind just, I just did that right now?
I think it's more of, it's a big game. It's a conference game early in the game. So just kind of setting the tone for things like that, showing them, we're here, we're ready for you. So I think that's a big part of my game.
How about this one against the Citadel?
Yeah.
I see the nod of approval.
That's another one where it's a guy, because all lefties, when they hit the ball to left field, it kind of slices towards the line. And that day, if I'm remembering right, the wind was kind of blowing that way. So I thought I had a beat on it pretty good, and then it just kind of kept blowing. So I was like, oh, here it goes again. So, but I came up with
that one more than anything. You're diving backwards.
Yeah.
Is there any difference from diving forwards and sideways to backwards?
Yeah, there is. It's a little bit harder because the ones where you're kind of sliding in, if you miss it, you're just kind of chest it up. But those, if you miss those, they're gonna get a few bases on you. So it's definitely a different mindset. Like I better catch this if I'm gonna dive for this.
Yeah. Well, and with that, is there any times like do your coaches ever like, well, if you start or break faster, you can just get there? Do you ever wait for it so you can come up and dive forward?
No, it's more of. I feel like I get pretty good reads, especially just because I've been doing it for a while now in the outfield. But there's definitely times where it's, I missed that off the bat. I'm gonna have to make up for it right now.
This one was in the tourney against Texas.
Mm-hmm.
What's going through your mind right now?
Right here, there was a ball, I think maybe a couple batters before that landed in the same area, and I didn't go for it, and I was, I really think I could have had that. And so I was like, well, and the way it was playing there, when it would hit the ground, it was stopping. So I was like, if I go for this, and I know Mike, because Mike will tell me in center field, he'll yell go for it or not, whether he's running, so he can kind of back it up, therefore it's safer. So he said go, and I was like, all right, I'll try it. And that was another one, like I said, if I dive and miss that, it's most likely I can chest it up because it's kind of to the front of me.
So with that, do you train being able to make a diving catch, or is it something natural? What's the art of the diving catch?
We don't really practice diving catches per se, but it's more of we practice running in on the ball, and then there's some in practice where you're like, I can catch that if I dive, but we practice just coming in on baseballs and not really diving for them, I'd say, because there's no really way to do that without getting all cut up.
Yeah, well, it's starting to rain, so we better get out of here. But Mr. SportsCenter, I appreciate you coming on.
Yep, thank you.
We'll send it back to you guys.
Mr. SportsCenter.
Mr. K-Nation.
There we go. Well, K-Nation doesn't stop here. We have the Swiss Army knife of K-State sports. Matt Walters is in studio. We'll talk football, men's and women's basketball, and even more in just a few.
Need your fireplace inspected? Make sure you and your family are safe this winter and avoid being a statistic. Certified Fireplace and Chimney now has openings as soon as this week. No need to wait months to be seen. Call or text us today to schedule your appointment.
Properties that are for sale by owner are typically on the market longer, sell for significantly less, and leave a seller open to potential legal problems than those properties sold with the assistance of a realtor. A home may be the largest and most complicated transaction you'll ever make. Trust a realtor with the ethics, expertise, and education to act in your best interest and guide you through the process. Find homes for sale in Northeast Kansas and a Sunflower Association realtor member that's right for you at sunflowerrealtors.com.
Golden Corral on Southwest Wanamaker Road has been locally owned since 1999. Come join us in our newly remodeled dining room with updated decor, a stone fireplace, and an enhanced buffet area. Breakfast served Saturdays and Sundays. Pickup orders and catering available. Golden Corral in Topeka is looking for great service-minded people to fill positions with advancement opportunities. Serious applicants can walk in to complete an application.
Come on in and join us
at Golden Corral.
Hear that? It's edge of your seat.
He blows the body off the car.
Entertainment at top speed. Camping World NHRA races where top drivers compete to be the best. But don't blink.
And who's got the horsepower? It is going to be Justin Ashley. A dazzling Top Fuel final.
You could miss it. It's the Menards NHRA Nationals presented by Pet Armor. August 11th through 13th at Heartland Motorsports Park in Topeka. Every ticket's a pit pass and kids 12 and under are free. Get tickets early and save at NHRA.com.
Everyone dreams of having a stunning fireplace for their home, so why not make your dream a reality? Certified Fireplace and Chimney specializes in making these dreams come true. And now with in-home renderings and no interest payment plans, it's never been an easier decision. Call or text today.
Welcome back to K-Nation. We're going to talk Wildcat sports now, of a bunch of them. Football, basketball, and more. And Laney, we got a great guest for that.
Yeah, we do. So help us welcome Matt Walters. He's from K-State Sports Network. Matt, how's it going?
It's great. Appreciate the opportunity. Glad to be here.
Of course. You're a man who knows a lot about everything because you do a lot. You're sideline, you're play-by-play. And my first question I want to start out with is just what advantage do you get from being on the football field, on the sideline, from that point of view that fans don't get, even when they're sitting in the best seats on the 50-yard line?
It's just a different perspective. In terms of what Wyatt and Stan look for on the air, I try to look for some different things. Obviously injuries or somebody comes off the field in an untimely manner. Communication, the whole 9 yards. It gives me a different look, and it's a lot of fun being down there.
So I had an interesting question for you. I've heard that the sidelines, at least from a media and reporter perspective for us, were a little bit more on wraps, maybe when Bill Snyder was there. Has that changed for you at all as far as your job and how you interact with those guys? A whole new staff, obviously new folks for you to get to know, but different access at all?
Yeah, it's a little bit different. I mean, you're right about Coach Snyder. I knew where I should be and where I shouldn't be and at what time I should be there or not be there. It's a little bit different now just because in that day and age, Coach Kleiman and his staff are phenomenal to work with. I get a chance to share some words with some of the assistants maybe before the game, not very long because they're obviously focused on the task at hand, but it's just a little bit different compared to when Coach Snyder was at the helm.
Right.
Yeah, you're also the guy for women's basketball. We were talking before the show started about the athleticism that they're going to have next year. What are you kind of expecting from them?
Well, I tell you, get Aoka Lee back, and that's going to be huge. But to have, Gabby Gregory and just the entire crew that they've got back this coming year with some of the transfers mixed in, this is probably as athletic as the women's basketball team has been in a long time. And I think Coach Mitty and his staff have every right to be excited because when you have somebody that set the single game NCAA record with 61 and then everything around her, this has the potential to be a special year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they could be really good. In your role, you get to see the atmosphere of all sports as much as anybody, specifically with men's basketball. How much did you see that atmosphere just absolutely transform last year? The season before, there were times where it was pretty dead in there. That place was booming last year.
At the snap of a finger. You don't see that. What happened last year with Coach Tang and men's basketball was off the charts. I think it's the best way I can say it. And to me, that was the biggest thing that stood out last year. Yeah, there's the Elite Eight. Yeah, there's everything the team did. But the fact that they transformed the atmosphere in Bramlage, it's back now. Season tickets will go like crazy. And Bramlage Coliseum is really going to take, I think, the next level of being the Octagon of Doom.
Yeah, it's a fun place to be, and I can't imagine it's going to get any easier for opponents to play there.
Yeah, and I think for the women too, for that matter.
Yes.
I think we'll see bigger women's crowds this coming year as well.
Definitely. It takes a special man like Jerome Tang to get a bunch of college students to stop saying the F word during football games.
He did it.
Not
In year
even-
one.
Yeah. So the men's basketball team is also still continuing to get big transfers as well. And fans, sometimes, you know, we all get a little impatient when there are still roster spots left. Just how do you see that men's basketball coaching staff work so patiently to get great guys coming into the program?
Yeah, that's a difficult task, is just to remain patient. And I think just the nature of Coach Tang's staff, they know what they're doing. You know, in earlier days, we would freak out, like what's going on? The roster is nowhere close to being full, but just take a step back. I mean, again, look at what happened last year.
Right.
That should tell you all. That should tell you all that you need to know. Just wait, be patient. They know what they're doing.
They're testing patience of Wildcat fans a little bit. We got about 30 seconds left, but give me maybe one thing that you're most excited for this upcoming sports season, whether that's football, basketball, or whatever.
I'd say all of it. Can K-State repeat as Big 12 champs in football? Do both basketball teams, again, take that next step forward? And for that matter, baseball got left out of the NCAA tournament. Do they get in to the field next year?
We want to ask you about that tournament snub because we would be here all night.
We would be here all night.
All right. Well, Matt, thanks so much for your time. We appreciate you joining us, man.
Sure. Had a lot of fun. Thanks.
Thank you. Well, you guys stick around. There's more K-Nation after the break.
Come out to the biggest party in the heartland, the Country Stampede. Headliners include Hardy, Lee Bryce, and Cody Johnson. July 13th through 15th. Tickets and camping on sale now at countrystampede.com.
The heat is on and your plants need help. Here at the Jungle House, we offer a range of in-store to at-home services to help your plants thrive. You'll have a green thumb in no time. Find us at our new location, 6 East 7th Street, Lawrence, Kansas.
Hi, this is Voice of the Wildcats, Wyatt Thompson. If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, 988 provides direct connection to free, confidential, and compassionate support. When you call, text, or chat 988, you will be quickly connected to trained crisis counselors who will listen to your concerns, provide support, and connect you to additional resources if needed. For 24/7 non-judgmental support, just call, text, or chat 988.
Protect your home from sudden power outages with a Generac home standby generator installed by Shockwave Electric certified experts. Call Shockwave Electric for all your commercial and residential electrical services.
New Sound visitors, they become our family because that's the least you deserve. Listening to loved ones, that's a gift. New Sound will help you give that gift to your loved ones because that's the least they deserve.
Mental health is about emotional health and brain health.
Healthy children and families, and a healthy Kansas.
Go to acmhck.org to find your local community mental health center.
Come out to the biggest party in the heartland, the Country Stampede. Headliners include Hardy, Lee Bryce, and Cody Johnson. July 13th through 15th. Tickets and camping on sale now at countrystampede.com.
Welcome back to K-Nation. You know, we try to keep things light as often as possible, and whether you're a K-State or a KU fan, there were some moments this week that probably made you laugh. They certainly made us laugh. You got to check this out. At the Topeka Jayhawkers Club, this fan wanted a photo with just Lance Leipold, though. Move aside, Bill Self.
There's a new coach in town that we all love.
It tells you just how excited people are about KU football. I can't imagine that happens to Bill Self too often. He probably already had a photo with Coach Self in his defense, but it did make me giggle a little bit. Just Coach Leipold.
It is a little awkward. And now you guys have to listen to this next one.
That's some rock chalk Jayhawk shirt. You might be in the wrong line.
K-State having fun at the meet and greet. That's Tyler Perry, a Wildcat. Kid trying to get him to sign his rock chalk shirt. He still signed it, but you got to give him a little grief.
They were both good sports. Hey, thanks for watching K-Nation.
We'll see you next Sunday. Have a good night.
Uplifting everybody's energy is great. And to do it with basketball is awesome. So that's why I love coming back.
It was actually his parent that could dunk on the 10-foot rim, and that was pretty cool to see.